ready to fly through this? Let's fucking fly.
Let's fly away.
Fly away. Come fly with me. Hello, boyos. Welcome to Last Week in Games. This is where everything is video games. The only channel where everything is video games.
I'm still flying away.
You're still flying away. Jake is still flying away. How are you doing, Jake? You must be good since you're flying away.
I'm flying high. Flying high, dude.
Can I fly with you?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Cool. Let's fly.
Fly with me. Fly. Tenacious D.
Yeah, I gotcha. This week, not a whole lot. A lot of trailers dropped. I guess our predictions for the PlayStation State of Play will be on this episode too, considering it's coming out on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then some news on the Xbox Series X memory issue. My name is Nick. As I said before, Jake is the flyboy, and he will continue to fly away.
There's a lot of songs about flying now that I'm thinking about it.
There is a lot of songs about flying.
Fly by night away from here.
I can't think of them all. I can't think of them all. Flying songs.
I want to
Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah,
Learning to Fly by Pink Floyd.
Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Learning to Fly by Jeff Lynne.
I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly.
That's a good one. Yeah.
There's a lot of flying songs.
I know there's another one. That's Flock of Seagulls. What is that song? There's a flying song by them, isn't there?
I don't know. Flock of Seagulls. Songs with flying in the lyrics.
Fly With Me by Jonas Brothers. Flying on
High
My Own
Again by Ozzy Osbourne.
Flying High in My Superman Socks. I'm Still Fly. You know that one?
Yeah,
I'm Still Fly. Yeah. There's a
lot.
Nightbird Flying by Jimi Hendrix. Like, come on.
Yeah. Little Wing. I mean, it's about a wing. It's not really flying, but
Wish I Could Fly Like Superman. The Kinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of flying by the Beatles.
It's just
to name a few.
I bet if we took a survey of the entire Earth and we said, what do you want your superpower to be? I would say the majority of human beings on the planet Earth would say the power of flight.
I think that would be scary for a lot of people, though? Like, even people who are scared of heights are going to take flying.
I think a lot of people don't think about that when they say flying. They don't think about like how fucking terrifying it would be to be up that high.
It would be terrifying. And also, if you go up too high, you like lose consciousness, right? Because low oxygen.
But yeah, you don't need to go up that high, I guess.
But I mean, you can.
You could, but you don't need to. Just go the height of a skyscraper is probably good enough,
Right.
For flying.
That still seems really high.
It's pretty high, and it'd be scary.
Because, like, what if you lose your powers, like, and you didn't even know that was going to happen, so you just fell?
Well, I mean, that's a whole other element that hasn't been introduced. I mean, you're just introducing new rules here.
That's true. Okay, well, let's scrap that then.
Hey, Nick,
yeah.
Nick, I wanted to ask you a question.
We're still
on flight.
I still want to be on that. Like,
you
brought up if you asked like 90% or the whole Earth, 90% of it would be they would say flying. What would be yours?
Just Mine, curious. Super stretchy.
Super stretchy.
Yeah, I've always thought that. I thought that would be like a very practical thing. I could be sitting here. If I need to grab something, I could just go, wow. If I need to like unlock a door, I can just sort of squish under the door, unlock it.
True.
If someone tries to shoot me, I can, open.
Yeah.
Open
not even necessarily open a hole, but just like go with the bullet.
Yeah, and maybe I have like a sort of spider sense that goes along with my like an impact response. So if something
Right.
like impacts me, I just stretch with it. So it's like I don't
Right.
even need to be aware of someone shooting me, and it just goes through me. You know?
So it's elasticity, just in
Yeah,
general.
just like super elasticity.
It's like crazy elastic.
Yeah. Like
So somebody shoots you, not necessarily you know about it, but your body just kind of reacts to it and it slows
but I
the
also
bullet
want
down.
control of the stretchiness as well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like I want to be Mr. Fantastic, basically.
That's a good one. I like
I
that
think.
one. That's
What
that's unique.
what about you? What about you?
I want to be lucky.
I mean, that's
It's the best one.
that was Stan
The
Lee's
best.
choice.
It's the what's it?
Yeah, Stan Lee
Beautiful.
always said if I was gonna have a superpower, it would be luck.
Yeah. Because you could like say you get in a fight with somebody who's like way stronger than you or has flight or whatever, and you're just super lucky. You don't know how to fight. You don't know anything. You're just kind of like you're just lucky, right? You get into a fight with somebody who's way stronger than you, and they I don't know miss, and you end up winning because luck was on your side.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you
every
100%.
But every time, yeah.
Yeah, you could just play the lottery. You'd
Or
be rich.
yeah, play the lottery. Just go. I want to fly to the Bahamas, and you like walk into the airport. Oh, lucky you! There's a
Here's a
ticket
free ticket,
on the
yeah.
floor. Like somebody just didn't.
I don't even
You
think you
know?
would need to like do that. You could just literally buy a lottery ticket and you would be rich.
Well,
and then
yeah,
if you
that
ran
too.
out of lottery ticket money, you just play again.
You just play again.
And
Yeah.
then you just keep winning. And also our channel, we would just post it and we would always be put on the For You page. Always.
Yep. It would just be
Because our luck.
That's such a good one. Like
Yeah,
that is
that's
the
true.
best.
It's
like,
really OP. It's OP.
You might not have like flight or whatever to see a different perspective, but then it's like maybe I don't know, maybe you get on an airplane for free, and it's like, oh, here you go, you're on an airplane, and you get that same perspective.
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like luck is such a OP power that you need to put some sort of qualifier on it. Like, is it luck, but like 10% of the time you could be unlucky, or like, is it luck every single time? Like
every single time. Yeah.
See, like these are the questions. Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like there needs to be a smidge of possibility of you being able to die. Because if you were lucky, like you could potentially be immortal, right? Because it's like you're lucky enough to be the oldest man alive, and then you were lucky enough to get a new heart transplant.
Yeah, and you're lucky
enough to get a new brain or whatever, and like
to live through.
It's such an OP power, like because it has no limits.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that grounds it. What were you gonna say? Let's get off this tangent.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you because today it came out. I don't know if you saw this, and I'm bringing it up to you because you're the Star Wars man. It has been confirmed that Hayden Christensen is going to be in the new Ahsoka Tano show. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. People are saying that. I don't know what this Ahsoka Tano show is. I imagine it's later.
I think it's going to be after Mandalorian, right?
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. And if that's the case, then Hayden Christensen is playing Darth Vader.
Hayden Christensen is dead.
Well, is he dead?
Mandalorian takes place after episode 6.
So then how are they going to do it? Is it going to be...
My thought is flashbacks.
Flashbacks? I could see flashbacks. But yeah, I was thinking it was like... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Ahsoka Tano because I didn't watch Clone Wars. It's just too...
She's cool. She was like his apprentice.
Yeah, I know the story, but I don't know like the lore behind it because I don't know. The cartoons was just so cartoony. It was like Saturday night or Saturday morning cartoons, and I was like, okay, this is for kids who are going to school.
People have made lists because there's a lot of episodes of Clone Wars, but people have made lists of like, here's all the important episodes, and here's the episodes you should watch, so then you don't have to watch the whole show.
That'd be great.
I'll need to.
Maybe I should do that.
I think even Disney Plus has like, here's Clone Wars essentials. Like I think even they do that.
Just because they know that there's a whole bunch of like tropey Saturday morning cartoons that are just like
there's 6 seasons of it, and then like 3 seasons of Rebels, and then whatever the Bad Batch. So like there's just too much to like.
There's a lot of cartoon stuff. Yeah, and I'm an adult man who likes adult man things.
Yeah,
I do like Star cartoons. Wars. like Star
and
Wars
Spider-Man.
and other things and video games. Come on, get on my level, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
not a
think it's cool.
child.
He's also he's also going to be in Obi-Wan. And
Is that's
that's been
confirmed too?
confirmed for a while, yeah.
Oh.
So I believe he'll be playing Darth Vader though. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I think they'll have some like flashbacks in Obi-Wan, but I also think that he will play Darth Vader in the suit as kind of like a comparison of like where is Anakin now, where is Obi-Wan now, and what are they doing? And I think that'll be a big part of
You
it.
think you think Hayden Christensen in the Ahsoka show, could he be a Force ghost? I didn't even think about that.
I thought I saw that online. A lot of people are like, "Oh, they're putting Force ghosts into it," and I'm like, "Yeah, he could be, but why would he be?"
I mean, we've seen him as a Force ghost.
You think Ahsoka Tano knows how to talk to Force ghosts though?
I don't think you need to know how to talk to a Force ghost. I think a Force ghost.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right because yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn came to Yoda and was just like, "Hey, Yoda, let me teach you something."
Yeah, I think it's more about the Jedi Master being able to do a Force ghost than it is being able to talk to a Force ghost.
Which I think is weird because he was never really taught how to do a Force ghost.
But like he was just so strong with the Force.
Yeah.
And he also.
Do you think Palpatine can do Force ghost?
I don't know. I don't know if evil people can do Force ghost.
Maybe it's different. Maybe instead of Force ghost, he like goes into another person. You know?
I mean, that was kind of the implications of the new movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We need to rewatch these movies, Nick.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's been too long. I actually recently just watched 9.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's fine. There's a couple of scenes that they could just completely take out of or change a line, and it would just be like, this is a better description of what happened on this.
It's just like movie. Here's a knife that leads us to a thing that leads us to another thing. The end, and it's just so boring and stupid.
Well, and there's also like an inscription on the knife that only C-3PO can read, but the inscription is like directions for the guy who owns the knife. Just like, I want you to kill this person and then take the child to Exegol. Written on a knife. And it's like, that was written on a fucking knife? And then she pulls the thing. It's like, it would be way better if it's like, this is where my throne room, or this is where the Wayfinder is. And that would have explained out there. You wouldn't have to need to pull the stupid thing.
It'd be like, makes sense. Yeah.
The Wayfinder is in my chambers on the Death Star or something like that. And it's like, okay, cool, thanks. I know where to find it. The knife tells me. Yeah. It doesn't need the stupid like, let's see. Look, it matches
the
perfectly.
Knife could have been the key for the chamber to open.
Could have been. Yep.
Like that could have been the answer.
Why did it have to be a knife?
Then on top of all of that, at the end, it's like, here's how you get to the scary place, Exegol or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like, this is how you get here, but you have to be like a master pilot. And it's like, look at us,
literally
driving,
everybody. Yeah.
Look at us driving like so masterfully with the Millennium Falcon or whatever through all of these asteroids and stuff. And then like 10 seconds later, it's like Lando and Dexter Jetster are just like there.
Yeah. And it's literally like, just,
how did you guys fly through it? Yeah. Like, it's crazy, man. What a bad movie.
There's a lot of things. On the like the fourth watch or whatever, considering all the things that have happened in just the past with Star Wars thing, I'm less upset that Palpatine can do Force lightning like that big. You know, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
I don't mind that.
He's powerful.
I don't like how all the ships look. They just look like copy paste. Like they just went into Photoshop and just copy pasted them all over the place.
Yep. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Anyway, let's get into the actual show. That was a nice intro. Yeah. So what have you been playing? That's the first thing we usually do. What have you been playing this week?
Well, Nick, I bought it a couple weeks ago, but I had been playing Deathloop and Kena, but I finally beat those games, and I finally started up Far Cry 6. Okay. I'm not very far in it. I am maybe 3 hours in. So like, I'm like at the beginning of the game, basically. I basically played like the intro to the game and then did the first couple missions when you get to the island. If you've played a Far Cry, you know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
But the tone of the game is so wild. And Far Cry has always kind of been a little wonky and weird, but like this one is so wild because it starts, and I love the characters so far. Like every character in this game I love the protagonist, I love his like crew, and like you're introduced to some people at the beginning of the game that I grew an attachment to like right away. And you grow this attachment and you're like hidden in this village, and then like Giancarlo comes in to like destroy the village, and you have to like escape with your friend, and it's like super serious. And like then Giancarlo finds your ship and like shoots it out, and it turns out minor spoilers, but it's at the beginning of the game. You find out that his like young son is on the boat trying to get away from him too.
They showed that too.
Yeah.
They showed that in a trailer.
Well, it's supposed to be like a big reveal.
Okay.
But like, yeah, so his son's on there and it's like super serious. And then you get to the island, all your friends are dead. You get to the island, the tone is super serious. And then you're introduced to this guy at a bar, and he's like, "Oh, hey, this is Raphael, my pet alligator." And it's just an alligator wearing a vest, and it's like, "Oh, no, his name is Guapo. This is Guapo. My alligator." And he's like your animal companion, and he's just like this little alligator, and he's wearing a vest, and it does like a close-up zoom, like flash pane, Guapo, and it's like,
oh my god,
it's like so cheesy. Yeah, the tone just like completely changes to bonkers, and he's like, here's your parachute, like go fucking crazy, dude. And like, yeah, so,
weird.
Yeah,
I kind of dig that though,
I like
honestly.
it. Yeah, I'm liking it so far, but like I don't have a whole lot to say other than that. But
yeah, I saw your post about Guapo, and you're like, I love Guapo.
Yeah, Guapo's amazing. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I do want to mention I've been playing Tetris Effect as always. But
always.
I think I'm getting old because it's like starting to hurt my eyes when I play it.
You fucking old man.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt my eyes, and it's like all the colors and like, yeah, yeah.
You need to play like the original Infamous, where everything's just grayscale.
Yeah,
and mute, all the colors are muted, and you're like, okay, I can play this. I think
old. That's why I've enjoyed watching the Twilight movies again, because it's all just
it's all
gray
shit
and
it's all
dark
shit.
and dim. Yeah,
you're turning into a boomer, so everything that that you enjoy is just shit stuff.
Black and white. It's why I like The Lighthouse so much.
Yeah, that's it. That you're an old man movie right there. It's not a Saturday morning cartoon anymore.
Nope. Anyway, what you been playing, Nick?
It's been out for a minute on early access, and you can play it. But they just released the full version of Gloomhaven digital on Steam, and that includes Gloomhaven's a fucking board game where you have like miniatures, and it's kind of like D&D mixed with a game called Descent, or that Star Wars tabletop sort of game. You build maps, and then it's kind of like there's a DM who kind of controls the enemies, and the players who control themselves and like upgrade their stuff. It's like the most video game board game ever, like RPG ever. And then they took the board game, the full board game, and put it digital. So, and it fucking translates. Is it
good?
It is so good. It is.
That's so good.
Fucking. It is Gloomhaven to the T, with none of the downfalls, like the setup, or remembering where the fuck you were, or figuring out like money or what cards you had, or anything like that. It's literally just you get in and the computer does all the shit for you. You don't even have to DM because the computer DMs. It's fantastic.
So. Yeah, I'd hope
it's fantastic. I have been having a blast with Brandon and Dale, and then mostly Brandon. I want you to get it.
I want to get it. It's just hard to line up a time because our friend Brandon lives in Austria, so it's like hard to like line up the timing to to get together because I want to play it. Like we played so much of the board game together, and you saying that it actually like works.
It is the board game.
Like
it's
that excites me to a level I can't even explain.
Like I don't know if you played it on Tabletop Simulator with us that one time.
Yeah, I did.
We played that and we're like, this is actually kind of cool. It's way better than that. It's like 3 times better than that. It is so good. And
because on
animations and
Tabletop Simulator, it kind of like automated some of the stuff. So I imagine this just like automates everything.
It automates everything, and it's got animations. It's got a full voiceover.
How does it like look?
It looks fine.
Does it look like a board game? Like, did they just go for the board game aesthetic, or
no? It looks like a one-room XCOM, I suppose. Like, there's nothing that looks like it.
Are
like
the rooms
you have
randomized too, or
in one of the game modes, the campaign, the main campaign. You know how like the board is always the same for each place, but there's a game mode that was out before the release. It's called Guildmaster, where they're just like, they give you a random fucking objective. It's like, kill all of the guys in this room or survive this many rounds or something like that. And every time you do that, it is completely random. It's got the same enemies in it, but it's completely random room layout. But yeah, it's kind of like, I guess if you were to put walls up around the board game, the actual board game, and put your eyes in that room, it's kind of like what that kind of looks like. So the play space is really small.
Okay.
But as you go through the rooms, it kind of gets bigger and bigger. And it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. The animations are great. The sounds are great. The optimization is fantastic, and I just want to keep playing it. It's so fun.
Well, I'm gonna buy it tonight.
You're gonna fucking buy it tonight? You should.
Of course. You
fucking should. But that's pretty much it. I played a little bit of other things, Dragon Ball Fighters and Apex, the normal shit. But other than that, Gloomhaven has my heart right now. Let's move on to the titties, shall we? Are you ready? You ready to dive into these titties?
I'm ready to dive into the titties.
Left titty, Uncharted trailer. Here we go. It came out. Uncharted, the movie, Uncharted, the movie, got a trailer with Tom Holland as I'm blanking on his name. Nathan Drake. Thank you.
Mark
Wahlberg as Mark Wahlberg.
Sully.
And no, he's not Sully. He does not he does not speak, sound, look at all like Sully in any situation. He looks, sounds, acts like Mark Wahlberg. It looks shitty. It looks really shitty. It looks fun, but Mark Wahlberg looks fucking horrible. Like, I don't like it. I watched it the first time and I'm like, that's not so bad. And then I watched the second time and I'm like, that's not even Sully. Like, none of what they're showing is what Sully is or was or would be saying or doing. That's just fucking Mark Wahlberg. He doesn't even have a mustache.
Yeah,
like,
I think
grow your fucking mustache out or get a fake one.
Yeah,
I hated it. He says the line. He says, "Oh crap."
Yeah,
in the trailer, and it's like, okay.
And it
looks fun.
He's also like hanging out of a cargo airplane, like in Uncharted, like, and like it seems to me that this movie is gonna be like the Uncharted greatest hits. Like, here's Nate hanging out of a cargo plane. Also, we're gonna mention Sam, his brother, who doesn't come up till the fourth fucking game.
The fourth, yeah.
Also, here's Chloe. I think that's supposed to be Chloe.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't know who the actress is, but
yeah,
she looks the part though.
Yeah, I saw her and I'm like, that looks like Chloe, so it must be Chloe. So here's Chloe, and she doesn't show up till the second game. So it just seems to me that they initially intended it to be a series of movies, but
Right.
this movie has had such troubled production, where it's gone through, I think, 3 directors. They finally settled on the guy who directed the first Venom movie,
Oh,
which,
okay. It's
and
fine.
yeah,
It's fine.
and a lot of people are like, it's weird that they're doing a greatest hits in the first movie, and I'm like, if you think there's gonna be another Uncharted movie, I got some sad news for you. I don't,
Oh,
and the fact that they're dropping this movie in February, I think says a lot about it. They're not. This is not a summer blockbuster. They're like,
no.
let's put it out to the wolves in February.
Let's just get it over with.
I think it looks fun though. Like, I think I'll probably see it. I see everything though.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
fairness,
Yeah.
but it looks fun. It
Yep.
looks stupid. I
Yep.
agree. Mark Wahlberg doesn't look like Sully. I think just some gray in his hair and a mustache would do a long way. Not even full gray. He doesn't have to do the full gray.
No,
Just
because
like,
he's supposed to be like a younger Sully,
yeah,
right?
just maybe some salt and pepper. Even don't do the mustache. If you just threw some salt and pepper in there, that might even help a lot. But
Right.
the mustache, I actually made this joke on Facebook and you liked it. I said, like, I think it's going to be a big reveal. Like at the end of Batman v Superman, you see Lex Luthor in the cage and they shaved his head finally. And you're like,
Right.
oh, look, I think this movie's going to end with Sully growing out of his mustache. And Nate's going to be like, oh, weird mustache. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying it out. And then and
Yeah.
I feel like that's how the movie's going to end.
Oh, God.
I think
Oh, you're so right. You're so right, though.
that's
Like-
totally going to be how it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's going to be the teaser joke at the end. Maybe even an end credits scene.
Oh, God.
I think Tom Holland doesn't look right. He looks
doesn't. He looks
too
like
young.
He looks like, remember in Uncharted 3 when you play like super young Nathan Drake and you're like pickpocketing people and you actually end up pickpocketing
he
Sully?
looks-
That's the kind of Nathan
Yeah,
Drake that
that's
I
what he- yeah.
like. I mean, yeah, not necessarily like what you play the majority of the game is.
No, yeah, I agree. And like that's an issue because it seems as though he's doing the big adventures that he does
Right.
as an older guy. I always imagined, even from the first game, that Nate was like in his early 30s. I always got that impression. I never imagined he was in his 20s. Because I know Tom Holland is 25, right? Like, but he looks like a teenager, and we know him as a teenager because of Spider-Man. But like, he is 25. But I never saw Nate as a 25-year-old. I saw him as early 30s.
An older man, yeah.
Yeah, like he wasn't in his 40s until like maybe the 4th game. And, yeah, and like Elena was maybe in her 20s, which we didn't even get to see her. I bet she's going to be in an end credit scene as well.
Really? You don't think they're going to have Elena in this movie?
No,
at
I think
all?
they're gonna tease up Chloe in this one, and then at the end they'll do a little.
It's probably for the best, considering how shitty this movie's going to be. And you don't want to introduce a whole bunch of characters and just make it even more shitty. You know?
Yeah. Just
You don't want a cast of 5 characters when you can have a cast of 3 better characters.
But then they're like talking about Sam and stuff, and it's like, are we gonna see Sam in this movie? It seems like they were teasing that. Who's gonna play Sam? Maybe it's Nolan North. Maybe it's Troy Baker.
That would be kind of cool.
Maybe they just bring Troy Baker and he plays Sam.
And he plays Sam.
That would actually be kind of cool. I'd actually be kind of into that. But yeah, I don't know. That's my
it's
thoughts on
weird. It's weird. It doesn't. It looks fun. It looks like a see it once, laugh at it, and that's it. Forget about it. For sure.
I feel like it's in a spot, though. It is in a perfect spot right now where it could potentially, since we're all expecting it to be bad, it could potentially like defy our expectations, and we could be like, wow, that was actually pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I was
still,
with Venom 2, where I was like, that was actually pretty good, because I was expecting it to be trash.
But that doesn't really go for it, really, because people are going to be like, oh, this movie's bad, and then you're going to hear bad things, and you'll be like, that's not very bad. But it's like, you're only saying that because your expectations are so low, you know? I feel like expectations have such a huge pull on whether you think something's good or not. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If you
This
expect it
movie,
to be bad and everybody's like, this is bad, you're like, all right, well, this is going to be bad. This is going to be a time. And then you actually enjoy yourself. You're like, I liked it.
yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't think expectations can change whether a movie is great or terrible, but
No.
they can change it from good to bad, though.
Right. Yeah. It's a very middling sort of situation, not
and
so
that's
much
where
extremes.
That's where I think Uncharted is going to land, no matter what. Is like in the middle. Like it's going to be a middling, forgetful movie, just like
Prometheus.
Not Prometheus. The one with the guy from Prometheus that's based on a game, Assassin's Creed. It's going to be like the Assassin's
just a bad movie, though.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
But it's like, I don't know. Assassin's Creed was like a middling movie. It was like, I get it. It looked okay. It
didn't hurt anybody. It didn't.
Fassbender was good in it. It was like, but or like the Warcraft movie where it was like it was okay. The CG looked nice. But like,
that's kind of where I'm thinking. It's like on the level of Warcraft where it's like people see it, some people enjoy it, most people are like, and that's it. Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna get a sequel.
No, hell no. Especially not with the way the production has been going. They're gonna lose money on this. They won't lose money, but they'll come close. Next up, Right Titty. GTA Trilogy had a trailer as well. And it looks fine. It's exactly what I expected. They just fucking put a fresh coat of paint over it. Character models still look shit, but the world around it looks okay. All the like lights and like the textures on the background and the buildings and stuff like that look great. Character models still look like trash. In all three of them, they showed off. I think this Vice City is one I'm looking at, and their faces are still really fucked up.
Yeah.
But looks fine. Looks fine.
I don't mind that too much. I think they did exactly what I said they were gonna do in our last discussion about it. They confirmed online that if you fail a mission, you can restart the mission from the start. You don't have to drive back. So that's nice. Cool. That's super cool.
Nice. Yeah, because that was a big thing. Like you die in a certain area, then you'd go to that hospital or whatever, and then you'd have to find a car, drive all the way back to wherever you started the mission, and then drive. Yeah.
I played San Andreas a few years ago, got nearly to the end, and I stopped playing for that reason. I loved it. But that just put me off so much. So like that alone is like, well, okay. And then the render distance looks good. They just sort of...
Did they really show anything about the render distance?
They just showed the city, and you could see it.
Yeah. Good point.
One thing I noticed that they didn't mention, though, was the soundtracks. And that gets me a little nervous. Because I think the soundtracks, particularly for me, for like Vice City, were so iconic. And like... like Bark at the Moon and like it's just like those classic jams have to be in the game, and they didn't mention them. So
I mean, even in San Andreas, there's like literally you go to the lowrider meet, right? And there's that song. I forget how it goes, but there's literally a song, and every time I hear that song, I still think of the lowrider meet, and it's just like, that was the Grand Theft Auto song. That's where I first heard that song. So there's some nostalgia things to it as well.
They also mentioned, sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second.
That's fine.
They also mentioned that San Andreas is going to be on Game Pass, and GTA 3 is going to be on PlayStation Now. But Vice City isn't anywhere. So
weird. That's such a weird.
So I'm also wondering, can we buy these games piecemeal like that?
That would be nice.
That would be nice, because a $60 price point for these games is a lot.
Is that how much they're asking for?
Yeah. Which
that's too much. That's too much.
It is 3 games, but it is too much. And I could just play San Andreas on Game Pass, but the one I really wanted to play was Vice City. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like, that's the one I wanted to play, because I just played San Andreas a couple of years ago. I want to play Vice City again. But But yeah, I don't know. I'm into it. I love these games. I actually think Vice City and San Andreas are the reason I am into video games like today.
I
Like
could see that. Yeah.
like those two
San
games.
Andreas. Yeah, San Andreas for me, for sure. Vice
Yeah.
City, not so much. That was like a later thing.
Vice
I
City
didn't
was the
really.
first Grand Theft Auto I played. And it
Right.
was it was like, and I know it's an intense game for a kid to play, but I didn't think about it like that. I just
Yeah,
thought it was
no.
like fun and stupid, and like it was
You
so
do
important to
whatever
me.
you want.
And
Yeah.
those two games and Battlefield 1942 and Ratchet and Clank, those were like the games that made me a gamer, you know? So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
as
I get
much as
that.
I think it's lame that we're getting these and not like a ground up remake, I'm still like into it.
Well, we're probably not getting a ground up remake because it's expensive
Oh,
to do it, and they're also making Grand Theft Auto 6.
they also mentioned that the controller and gameplay feel is more like GTA 5. I don't know exactly what that means, but to me that means we're changing the accelerate button from X to like R2,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
maybe
Yep.
the car flipping mechanic will be different.
Hopefully, yeah.
Honestly, if they don't fix that, that's fine. It is like part of those games, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they do change it to a more GTA 5 car where like you go on your back like a turtle and you blow up, if they do change it, I feel like a lot of people would complain. So I don't know. They're kind of at a crossroads there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Back to the left titty. CD Projekt Red delays next gen Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3 to 2022. Terrible fucking news. Terrible fucking news. That was gonna be like my December game, was playing The Witcher 3 on PS5. That was gonna be it. It was gonna be like, okay, well, start of a new year, starting up Witcher 3. But I'd rather them delay it than put out something shitty like Cyberpunk 2077 again.
I am shocked. I am shocked not by The Witcher. I am shocked by Cyberpunk not getting a next, like that shit should have come out last year. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I'm
it's one of those things. Like, just fucking do it and be done with it.
Yeah.
Like, I just, you fucked up. You're right. Just eat the bullet, respawn, do something else. You know?
I mean, the fact that they're delaying it though, maybe they'll release it and it'll be like, you know, maybe they'll fix a lot of the issues with it.
You say that. You say that. My trust in this company has dwindled.
Yeah, I hear it. I've never been a huge fan of them anyway, so whatever.
You know, it's not in the document, but I know they're
working on
a new studio.
I saw that. I was questioning on whether I put that in there. Maybe I should have.
Oh man, what did they pick up? They picked up something. New studio. They picked up something. And it is
building on an existing.
No. What the fuck? How is this so hard to find now?
Like US it was studio, like the molasses.
The
molasses
what it is.
Flood.
Yeah.
A U.S. studio best known for its survival titles such as The Flame in the Flood.
Yeah.
As part of CD Projekt Group, the Molasses Flood will work on an ambitious project that's based on one of CD Projekt's IPs. What does that mean?
I don't know. Another fucking Gwent game or something. I don't know.
You think it's going to be more Witcher? It could be Cyberpunk.
It could be Cyberpunk, but I don't know. I do not know with this company anymore. I thought I did, but I don't anymore. It makes me sad. Yeah, just figured I'd bring that up too. Back over to Right Titty. Halo trailer. The campaign for Halo Infinite. Is that what it's fucking called?
Yes.
Yes, Halo Infinite came out, and it's about 6 minutes of just an overview of what you're going to do in the campaign. And it looks smooth. It looks nice. It looks much much, much better than what they showed at E3 2 or 3 years ago, whatever that was. We actually got gameplay. So this game is done. And
Lots of gameplay.
I don't understand who's excited for this. I liked Halo back in the day, but I heard Halo 4 sucks. I heard Halo 5 sucks. And are people thinking this one's going to be better? I just don't care. I don't give a shit about fucking meathead Master Chief trying to save another Halo for some reason, and beating up monkey aliens. I don't care. Just give me the multiplayer and be good with it. Watching this trailer also, it's apparently like open world now, or pseudo open world, and it looks kind of like a Far Cry to me. The game, not a Far Cry from it looks like a Far Cry type game where you there's like settlements or strongholds or whatever, and you have to take over the strongholds and clear them out and destroy something on the stronghold, and then it's clear and whatnot. And I feel like that's going to be a lot of the progression in this game, which is very unlike Halo, and I think that will make people upset. There's also a thing that I'm looking at right now, and I totally forgot about, where you call in vehicles that looks very Borderlands. Like, you can have somebody deliver a vehicle, and a ship comes down and delivers a vehicle, and it's like, what? What is this? What is this game? What are they trying to do with this game?
It does have some Borderlands type feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's probably closer to what it is. Not so much Far Cry, but Borderlands. It looks like a Borderlands sort of game. They fixed the monkey man, so he no longer looks like a monkey. He looks
Craig.
like Craig the monkey. He looks like an alien that's
with
just
a beard.
He's got a beard. He looks human, which is kind of strange. He's got like tusks or whatnot, and he's just
looks
a big
like a Halo guy.
He does. He
or
looks
not
like
a Halo guy. Or he looks
Halo
like a Warcraft guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a Warcraft guy.
Like Destiny 2's final boss.
That was the impression I got from this trailer. Was this looks like bad Destiny. It looks like it's got those same sort of character models, but they look more cartoony and stupid.
Yeah.
And like everything's a bit brighter, where like Destiny has that cool like sort of haze to everything that just like makes it look cool and like more spacey, everything looks kind of spacey in Destiny. And yeah, Destiny is just like a really good looking game. And I mean, it makes sense because Destiny was made by Bungie and Halo is a Bungie game. I don't quite understand. I'm with you, dude. Like, I don't quite understand why they keep making these games. Like, I really feel like Halo without Bungie is not Halo at all.
Yep.
It really feels weird as fuck that they keep making them. Yeah, like you said, the last two games, particularly 5, not good. People like the Master Chief Collection, but that's just because it was like the nostalgia of it. And,
and those games were actually good.
And like, if you want to make a Halo Online shit, like, do that. I don't think you need a story. I don't think it's necessary. It looks good. It looks fine. And I will put a like an asterisk next to what I'm saying, because I've never really been a Halo fan. Never really got into it. Never cared much. I kind of replayed a bunch of them a few years ago when I bought a Xbox One and I had Game Pass. And I'm like, well, let's play through these fucking games because I had never played them. And I just didn't get it. I just like, I was like, it's fine. I think Destiny's better. The first and second Destiny are better than all of the Halos combined. And I will stand by that. I will stand by that.
I like you said earlier, like you said Grand Theft Auto Vice City was like big part of your childhood. Halo 2 and 3 were a very big part of my childhood as well, but I never gave a shit about the story in either of them. In
No, and
either of those games, I
that
never
was
gave a
the
shit about the story.
that was the thing. Like when I went back and played them, obviously I played the Master Chief Collection. That's how I played them, and
Hmm.
like I played a lot of the online where you can play any of the versions of the games online, and
Right.
I enjoyed that a lot. And I'm like, I get it. I get why these games were so successful because this is
Hmm.
so cool. And like,
It's the best. It's so fun. Like
yeah,
it did something different. Halo 2 had some great multiplayer, like standard multiplayer. It made capture the flag fun, and that's hard to do. Um, Also, Halo 3 had custom games where it was like you literally just get on with a bunch of friends and just make fucking Jenga or Ice Cream Man or whatever, and you play these crazy games that somebody, not Bungie, thought of and just decided to invite you to play their game mode. And that was really fun. I played through the story of 2 and 1, the whole story. I didn't give a shit. None of it was interesting. It was like, okay, go here, blow this up. Go here, blow this up. There's a flood of like little guys. The enemies, the designs of the enemies are just bad. Honestly, I don't like the designs of any of the Halo enemies. I guess arbiters are okay. The the guy that you can play in Halo 2. Um, they
well,
look fine, but like the brutes and the grunts, they look so shitty and stupid. Um, it's just not very cool. Like Halo's not cool to me.
and
Um,
that's what I mean by like, I think Destiny was better than Halo because like the characters in Destiny, it feels like they took what they made in Halo and just made them cool and like
yeah,
really good to look
yeah,
at. And maybe I'm a Destiny simp, and this is coming from a guy who hasn't played Destiny in fucking years. But
yeah,
uh, like I feel like if Bungie made this game, I'd be all over it. And like if Bungie made
yeah.
a new game in general, I would be all over it. But
Probably.
like 343 has never proven themselves, and
No.
I just don't get it. And I think this kind of like Xbox is at a bit of a crossroads right now where they don't have anything. They,
Yep.
like they have Game Pass, which is, we say it all the time on this show, and you hear it anywhere you go online. Game Pass is the best deal in video
Yep.
games.
Yep.
But the problem with Game Pass is they don't have games. Like they don't have their own games. They don't
Right.
have the big Ghost of Tsushima. They don't have The Last of Us. They don't
Yep.
have Uncharted. They have Halo, and they've had Halo. Whereas
And that.
PlayStation is like, we had Crash Bandicoot, but Crash Bandicoot got old. So now we got Uncharted. Uncharted got old. Now we've got Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
We had Infamous. Infamous got old. We got Ghost of Tsushima now.
Yeah.
Halo got old 3 games ago,
Yeah.
and we're still getting new
And
ones.
there's still like, yeah. I mean, they made Destiny, and then they went, okay, well, no, we're still making Halo, but also Destiny is a thing too.
It's
Um,
like, put 343 on a new project. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like make
Complete
something new.
Yep. New IP.
That is what Xbox needs right now.
Yep.
But yeah, I digress.
Yeah, I agree. And it sucks that I agree and that we have this because it's just like I know there's so many people that are really looking forward to this game and really like I'm looking forward to it. I'm super down to play the multiplayer.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
I think it looks fun.
but I don't understand people that are like, I play this game for the story. And I wish we had somebody, on here who would explain to us like why not anything else? Why after all the 343 games that came out, why is this one gonna be the good one? Um I don't know.
No
I
idea.
don't know. I don't get it, and I'm sorry that we're so
But
one-sided.
honestly, I haven't seen online a lot of excitement for the campaign. Right?
Hey, Voltinator, how's it going?
It's all
Sorry.
been excitement for the online. I haven't
Yeah.
heard anyone being like, "Oh, I was so excited for that new Halo campaign." Everyone's like, "I want to play that online," which fair
Yep.
enough. I kind of do
Yep.
too.
I'm in the same boat. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's gonna be campaign, but not expecting much. What?
Not, a good
Good
campaign.
campaign. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, You gotta fill in the blank right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I'm hoping it's good too. I'm hoping this turns it around for Halo or 343. Actually, no. Fuck that. I hope it's a terrible campaign and people really hate this. That way 343 can
They move
focus
on.
on something else.
Yeah.
And maybe, another team picks up the multiplayer, or I don't know,
Or just
something.
343 just does the multiplayer.
Just does the multiplayer, and that's all they focus on. Have Halo multiplayer, and don't worry about a fucking story, because nobody cares about the story about an army man who has to save the world over and over again. It's old, it's outdated, and it's boring. I don't know.
It's true.
If we had any fan base, we would get a lot of fucking flack right now.
That's fine. I would take it. I would accept it.
That's whatever. Let's move on to the news. We got two little things of news. PlayStation State of Play is coming out October 27th, focused on third-party PS5 games. This comes from Eddie McCuck. I swear to God, Eddie McCuck,
Macooch.
McGooch, Eddie McGooch.
Sorry, Eddie.
GameSpot. Your name is awful, and I'm actually a little jealous because if I had a name like that, I would be using it. Yeah, but what are you gonna do with that?
That's pretty.
It's not McCuck.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Like I would run with it. He says the next State of Play broadcast will take place October 27th. Sony has announced this event will be focused on announcements and updates for third-party games on PS4 and PS5. So probably not factions. The event will be around 20 minutes long, so probably not factions, and will follow and will show off new looks at previous announced games and some reveals from Sony's studio partners. No further details about what games might show up during the event were shared. What do you think this is going to be? I have fucking no fucking predictions, dude.
I think we'll see about 20 minutes of Deathloop.
I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of Deathloop. Like I want to play it, but they just shoved it down my throats for so long. I'm
Bloodborne remaster. I don't think so, Volpinator. I don't think we're getting that. That'd be cool.
Though.
That'd be cool.
Dude, that's not too far off though. That's a good.
And it technically is. I mean, it's more second party because.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Possible. I don't want a Bloodborne remaster. I want a new Bloodborne.
Yeah, give me Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, I don't think we need a Bloodborne remaster. I think Bloodborne is just fine the way it is.
I don't know.
Right?
Why do people want a Bloodborne remaster, Fulpinator? Why do you want one?
60 frames or something? Is that why?
Probably, but also just make another one that is 60 frames.
Yeah, make a new one.
Remaster another one. It's okay, 60 frames. Yeah. Just and a PC port.
Well, they're not going to talk about that here. I don't
know. Dude, I don't have the slightest clue.
I've noticed with PlayStation when they have some sort of PC port, they just they're like, hey, this is
it's just to release it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like when they dropped Horizon, it was like, well, it's out tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
who gives
no big deal.
This is a 3-year-old game. No one cares. I think we'll see Stray. I think that's like the big one.
Okay.
Show.
Yeah. Stray would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Definitely not factions, although maybe.
I don't think so. That's a first party for sure. However, I did read a thing that was like how PlayStation sets up State of Plays, and it's like they like let studios know like, hey, we're going to have a State of Play. If you have something, we'll put it into the thing, and then they have to have like the cut of their trailer or gameplay or whatever sent in like a week before it happens. That way they can chop it up and make it look good. And if some of the studios that they reach out to don't have anything cut up for them, then they either increase the length of the interludes, where they have like the graphics and whatnot, or they'll drop like first party stuff into it if they have something like that. This would be a pretty shitty place to announce Factions. I think Factions is going to come um, at the Game Awards. I think that's kind of the big thing. What are you laughing about?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I mean, that's possible. They'll show that.
Yeah.
But I saw here Splinter Cell.
That's
I
that's
mean, fucking maybe. I
that's
doubt it.
Ubisoft though.
Yeah, but it's third party.
Yeah. Yeah, I get because Ubisoft doesn't have a freaking console, so where else would they do it?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel
maybe.
like I feel like if they were gonna do it, they would have their own thing. They would do it at like the Game Awards or something like that. Gonna
People are.
show off the new Super
I'm just.
Smash
I'm just
like
looking at this
game
like.
from NetherRealm.
Oh, sorry. I'm just looking at this article that's like, here are some random things that could happen. People are saying the new Harry Potter game maybe from
That
Warner
would be
Brothers.
cool. Yep, please, 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 please.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We'll actually see some gameplay. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Gotham Knights.
um,
People are saying Final Fantasy 16. I just don't think it's gonna be that big.
I don't think so either.
I
It'll
don't think we're
be
gonna see any of that shit.
no, but Wolfmanator brings up a good one. Mortal Kombat developer potentially working on a Super Smash Bros. Style game, and the image has Shaggy from Scooby Doo, Batman, and
That's awesome.
Scorpion in this fucking photo. And I'm like, that would be kind of cool. A fucking Smash Bros. I would take another Smash Bros.
That's
From
awesome.
Sony
Shit.
if they could do
That
something
sounds like
like
a
that.
Warner Brothers thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
sounds like.
well, it's from NetherRealm. I don't know if they're owned by Warner Brothers. They are owned by Warner Brothers. So.
Yeah, if it's like Shaggy and Scorpion and
Hmm. Yeah, I mean their parent organization is Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. So, um, yeah, that would be kind of cool. That'd be interesting. Just something out of left field. There was a game before they announced the PlayStation 5. It was called Humanity, or Humankind, or something like that, where it's a whole bunch of people just running on like platforms in a void, and it looked like it was sort of like a puzzle game where you had to get so many people to another side of a thing and have them climb up to this to a spot or something like that, sort of like a monkey ball sort of situation. We've never seen that game. I don't know what happened to that game. Anytime I type up humankind or humanity or whatever it was, I always get another game that looks nothing like it. Like Humankind just came out, and that's like a tactical strategy game. I'm like, no, that's not what it is. So I type in humanity, and some other game comes up, and I'm like, no, that's not what it was either. Um, it's very strange. I want to go back and find that state of play that they showed that game off, and just be like, look, I'm not fucking crazy. Um,
I think the big one that we're missing here, Nick, that I bet will be at this is Ghostwire Tokyo.
yeah, okay,
I could see them spending most of the time on that game.
for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the new Deathloop. You know, now that Deathloop is out, here's another Bethesda game to fill the slot of Deathloop.
Before we lose them,
Yeah, here it
here,
is.
here it is. Just keep and well, that'll be the only game they show is just Ghostwire Tokyo for 20 minutes, and then the next state of play will have Ghostwire Tokyo for 20 minutes. Then the next state of play will have a trailer for
It'll be
Ghostwire
at the Game
Tokyo.
Awards. It'll be
It'll be at the Game Awards. Yeah,
E3 next
exactly.
year. Yeah.
And we will just throw our fucking controllers.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be anything special though. I'm still excited about it. You know, I actually
Yeah.
kind of like these ones because it's like usually games that I don't know about. You know, it's usually some indie game that's like,
Yep.
oh, that looks cool. You know, so
Yeah, I like it because my expectations are super low, and I can't be disappointed. You know, it's just like, oh, maybe I'll find something that I actually am interested in. It's yeah. And then let's move on to the last piece of news. Xbox Series X and S get a 512 gigabyte and 2 terabyte storage expansion card. This comes from Tom Warren at The Verge. Microsoft is announcing new storage expansion cards options for the Xbox Series S and X. Made by Seagate, there will now be a smaller five 12 GB card priced at $139.99 and a larger 2 TB card priced at $400. The expandable storage card slot into the rear of both Xboxes to match the internal SSD speed and provide extra storage for games. The first storage expansion card launched alongside the next-gen Xbox consoles, priced at $220 for 1 TB. While the storage expansion cards certainly offer an ease of use for Xbox, there's still only a singular manufacturer and they're proprietary. Ooh, Seagate 2 TB model is priced lower than the top option, like Samsung's 980 Pro SSD for the PS5, priced at $450. But Sony's more open approach allows PS5 owners to purchase cheaper Gen 4 SSDs, where you can pick up a 2 TB for less than $300. Microsoft has previously committed to opening up its storage expansion cards to more manufacturers and different size options. For now, it's sticking with Seagate. Bummer, dude. Bummer. This reminds me of the time when the PlayStation Vita came out, and it was like, well, yeah, we don't give you memory. You cannot save a game unless you buy our proprietary memory stick that costs double what other memory sticks are. And it's like, fuck you, I don't want it. But you had to fucking do it.
Well, at the same time, Xbox is no stranger to this shit either. Because, I mean, the 360 famously had that chonky thing that went on the top of it.
Yeah, the 360. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, you can go back and say like, oh, the PlayStation 2 had a memory card. You know, like,
yeah. I mean, fair enough. Sure.
It's not different, but we're expecting these things to adapt with people.
I like the ease of use with the Xbox, the fact that it is sort of like a memory card. You could just plop that thing in and out. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I hope that they do allow more manufacturers to sell for it. I think that'd be super cool. It's like, it reminds me of when I was a kid, like when you were talking about the PS2 with the memory cards. It reminds me of like going into Game Crazy, which was connected to Hollywood Video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you would pick up one of those weird like red.
What are those, Grandpa? What are those?
Those like off-brand 5 MB.
Yeah, the clear ones.
Yeah.
Or the really ugly gray ones that were always sticky for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it makes sense that Seagate, they partnered with them because they're like, the kings of storage at this point. But yeah, I honestly, I'm of two minds about it, Nick. Because one side of me is like, yeah, that's fucking crazy that like you're gonna spend the price of a full console for 2 TB. But then I think about it, I'm like, well, it's pretty cool that they even give you the option to like upgrade your storage at all, I guess. And
the price isn't that bad. Like you go and you look around for a 2 TB SSD. I'll do it right now.
It's pretty bad. That's
SSD.
It's like top of the line. You can find a 2 TB SSD hard drive for $250, $300.
I resend my statement. There's one here, Samsung, for $180. So yeah, there's a WD Blue one, Western Digital,
but
2
like,
TB.
I do think
$180 as well.
I do think like give it a year, maybe 2 years, these things are going to go down in price pretty quickly. I don't know. But it's impossible to find them anyway, because it's impossible to buy anything right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Christmas is going to suck for a lot of kids, because everything is delayed.
It's going to be a big old IOU,
It's all stuck in a shipping container out in the Pacific Ocean. And then
we won't get into that though.
Manufacturing issues, but yeah, I think the way PlayStation is handling it is way cooler, because you could just go out and buy pretty much any SSD as long as it's like powerful enough. It
Right.
has to be like a certain generation of SSD, but that's cool. But Xbox has the ease of just like plopping it in and out super
Yep.
easy, where like the PlayStation you have to like take the thing off and take another thing off and then like unscrew the thing
Unscrew a thing. Yep.
and then like put it in there, screw the thing back on, hope you can get your fucking plate back on there because it's kind of wonky and weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. It's news. It is news.
It is news. It's shitty. It's a shitty price point. Just go buy another Xbox.
Or just don't have that many. Like I have a
Uninstall.
terabyte. I have a terabyte on my PlayStation 5. I have not reached it because I'm like, what games am I playing currently? I'm not one of those people that's like, well, I have to download this game and I have to have it downloaded because if I want to go back to this game that I haven't played in like 6 months, then what am I gonna do? Just fucking download it again. Like,
Yeah, true.
okay, it's kind of ridiculous because
Uh,
as long as games stay like you, as long as you can fit like 5-6 games on your console, I think that's plenty. I
Yeah.
don't think a single person needs 10-20 games on their console at once just because I don't know, just for the fact of it for it being downloaded.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree and disagree because I'm in the same boat where
mhm.
like I have to delete games and stuff. But it'd be nice if I didn't have to because then it'd be like,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
it's like,
Well,
well, maybe I do want to go back and just fucking play that Spider-Man DLC that just came out and like knock it out real quick, and I don't have to re-download it. Or like,
no, I'm not saying it wouldn't be
I
nice
could
though.
have GTA always installed on my PlayStation, so that way because GTA is a game that is
It's
fun to
fucking
just,
massive.
it's
Yeah.
just fun to like jump into randomly too.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if I didn't have to delete it and reinstall it anytime I want to play it.
That's true.
I'd probably
That's
play it
true.
more, So like there's a bunch
Yeah.
of games like that. Maybe like
Games
Call
like
of Duty or like something like
yeah,
that.
Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty,
Yeah. Yeah.
GTA. Those are obnoxiously big for what they are.
Well, and
Um,
games are just getting bigger, dude.
yeah.
We always complained about GTA being so huge, but I think it's like what 100 gigs.
It's a little more than that.
But like
Grand
back
Theft
in
Auto, or not Grand Theft, Call of Duty is like almost 200 gigs, I think, at this point.
yeah, but like back in the day, GTA was 60 gigs, and we would complain about it. And
Mhm.
but it's had so many updates since then. But like,
I mean, it
y-
wasn't even that long ago. It was maybe 4 years ago
yeah,
that we were like, "Oh man, it hit 90 gigs," and we're
it's
like, "Oh."
crazy. But
Like,
now we're talking about like the new Guardians game supposedly had 150 gig download. Turns
ooh.
turns out it's 80, but people
Oh,
are thinking it was.
still though, for Guardians of the Galaxy,
But like,
still.
that's that's where we're at now. Games are getting bigger. The terabyte is the standard PlayStation. When the PS4 came out, 500 was standard. So it makes sense that these things are just going to keep growing and growing.
Yeah, and hopefully the prices drop like they usually do, but in this economy, in this, day of nobody having shit, it could stay up at that price point for a while. Who knows?
Could go up.
We live in a fucking strange time.
We do indeed.
What to look forward to next week though? These are the things that are coming out next week. We got Age of Empires 4 coming to PC and Xbox Games Pass October 28th. We're gonna fucking play that for sure. Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater comes out for everything on October 28th. Riders Republic, don't buy this game, comes out on everything except for Switch on October 28th as well. Mario Party Superstars comes out on the Switch October 29th. And then the PlayStation State of Play, which we will be watching, comes out on Wednesday, October 27th. Let's go over some recent reviews via OpenCritic. Guardians of the Galaxy has 82. It's actually doing a lot better than I thought. It has an 82 out of 98 critic reviews. So good on ya. Dark Picture Anthology House of Ashes. I didn't realize this game was this close to coming out, but it has a 73 out of 73 critic reviews.
It's already out, right?
Comes out October 22nd. Yes, it came out 3 days ago.
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't realize that.
People are loving it. I hear people really like it.
Yeah. What else we got here? Gloomhaven, the game that I've been playing has an
Hey.
83 out of 6 critic reviews. So I'm
Wow.
like, where does it say? But
Yeah, that's
fucking,
an indie. That's an indie ass indie game. Yeah.
it sure is, but it deserves the love. It's such a good game. Yeah, that's the only things that are really interesting. A couple of weird things like Resident Evil 4 VR. It's apparently 85 out of 13 critic reviews.
Yeah, people are
So
liking that.
there's like some shit in here. But nothing of interest other than those things. Last with the rebranding of the Loner Games cast into Last Week of Games, we decided to get rid of questioning the audience. So instead, we're flipping the script and we are asking you guys questions, or we are having you guys ask the questions, right? Last week we had some technical difficulties, as we do with all episode 2s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the week prior to that one, we got a question from Cooking for Group, who is one of our lovely fans, and he asks, "Hey, Last Week in Games crew, question for you guys this week. When are you bringing back the weekly questions for the audience, or did you kill that with the new name?" We fucking killed that with a new name.
Yeah, we killed it. Yeah.
If you want us to bring it back, you gotta show it. You gotta tell us. You gotta show us. You gotta ask us questions.
We tried
have
for
to
like
have a
2
reason.
years. You know, we tried for 2 years. No one answered the goddamn questions.
We have to have a reason to bring it back. It was this useless segment that we've just been like, last week we asked you this and nobody answered. So this time we're just gonna, if you guys ask us a question, we'll bring it up. If not, it'll just fucking go to the wayside. Speaking of which, Volpinator has been talking to us for quite some time, and I just have not realized. Gonna show off the news. You all see the new Elden Ring network test you can sign up for? I did not. That sounds awesome. I didn't realize that they had like it's like an alpha or a beta sort of thing.
I heard about it. Yeah, they're just it's like an alpha or beta or whatever. I just don't think I'm the audience that would be interested in something like that. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you're into Souls games for sure, and you're looking forward to this, absolutely. But I feel like it's going to be a PC only, and my PC definitely can't run it.
No.
He also says Guardians of the Galaxy somehow dropped from like 120 gigs to 80 gigs overnight. Hey man, fucking day one patches, they work miracles sometimes.
It's console only. Oh well, it shows how much we know.
But what's console only?
Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring? Or no shit. Well, yeah, we're not looking forward to it, but there are people that are.
I mean, I kind of am. I just don't think I'm gonna play the network test.
You're not gonna try to get into that.
I'm not that excited to like try and get into a network test. Yeah,
it's more work than.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, check out our other Lonercast shows, like the Jake and Corey podcast that comes out every Monday, if we feel like it. Also, Jake just did a thing with his sister where they watched what is it called?
New Moon.
Twilight New Moon. Oh God, it's horrible, but the video's funny. I watched most of it.
Thank you.
And it's funny. I like.
Sorry about the shit audio on the video, but we did what we could, and I didn't want to re-record because there was shit audio, but I did the best I could with it.
You did fine. You did fine. I'm proud of you. Your dad's proud of you.
Oh.
Your mother would be proud of you, but that one thing that you did really pissed her off.
Yeah, that's true.
So also follow us on Twitter. Jake is at emergencypizza_. I am at fatal_microwave. And the show is at LonerCast1. And watch the show live every Monday, every Monday at 3:30. It comes live it goes to VOD on Tuesday. But
and you can listen to it as a podcast by searching Last Week in Games everywhere except for Apple, because I still can't figure it out.
Fuck Apple, dude.
Yeah.
And that's twitch.tv/lonercast. Yeah, just fucking. We got so much content. We got content up the ass. Anything else
Also,
you want to add?
Follow Nick. Twitch.tv/Fatal Microwave.
That's right.
Follow him.
I stream quite a bit. Haven't recently, but I do stream quite a bit. Probably start streaming Gloomhaven. So if you're interested in that, throughout this week, I'm just going to be in Gloomhaven. Just
There you go.
At about like 2 p.m. Pacific time. So
everyone go see Dune. That's what I'll say at the end of the show. Go see Dune. Go see it.
All right. It's fine.
Go
cool.
see it.
It's cool.
It deserves the support at the theater. Go see it in IMAX. I might go see it tonight in IMAX.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for clicking in. Thanks, Volpinator. And thank you, Cooking for Group. Talk to y'all later.